Hey everybody, welcome to my Suburban Oasis. We're a little off kilter today, sorry about that. We are outside though, and I'm going to do some trimming, and I'm very excited to bring you this video today. We're going to cut down some of the branch off of this hawthorn tree, and it's going to really make a big difference on it. It has a huge water sprout, which can occur after you've done some heavy pruning on a tree, or maybe something has happened that has just caused it to have some extensive growth, and those are shoots that go completely vertical to the horizontal of another branch, and you can definitely tell them from some of the regular growth because it is so incredibly perpendicular. It's just right at a right angle to the regular branch. So for those of you who are new to my channel, thank you so much for joining. My name is Soleil, and I garden in a Zone 5B, and we are here in mid-Michigan, and in February it's very cold out, so we still have snow, but it's actually a fairly nice day. It's about 40 degrees outside, so the snow is starting to melt, and I'm excited about that. So if we have time, I'm actually going to do a couple extra things in addition to doing this pruning, so stay tuned and let's see what we can get done today. First off, I just want to give you a good look at what I'm talking about. So this is the natural branch that has come out from the main tree. As you can see, it is starting to go very, very horizontal. And then after trimming off a branch at the end, what happened was it grew this very strong water shoot right here, which is fairly unnatural, and it's very tall and weighing this branch down. And I want to make sure that it doesn't do that for a really long time, because it could do some damage to the tree, and it also just doesn't look that great. It's very unnatural. So let me show you what we're going to do. I have this ladder out here, and I've got some tools as well. I have this notch pruning saw, that's what it's called. It's by Notch, and I absolutely love it. Not sponsored in any way. The fantastic part about it is these teeth are really sharp, and they cut in both directions. So they're sharpened when you're cutting forward and when you're cutting back. So it makes really quick work of things. The other thing that's awesome about it is that I'm going to be able to just pop this top off, and I can use this as a handle for sawing. I can use it as a short handle. And then this long yellow piece, there's actually two others that I have that connect to this really easily, so I can do really long pruning. We're not going to use those today because we're also going to use my steel chainsaw. So this is just an electric chainsaw. This steel chainsaw is something that my husband got for me. It's handheld. It is rechargeable and battery operated. I have two batteries that I can make sure I have going and charged up so that it's ready to work. But it makes quick work of projects like this and can really, make it a lot less stressful on your body. So let me get up and show you how we're going to make these cuts. Okay, so here is the intersection of where the horizontal branch comes right into this notch here. And this is where I'm actually going to cut the tree, because I think it will give it a really nice look. And if I was to cut right here, I don't think we would end up getting the right amount off. But the shoot is right over here. Hopefully you can see that. Let me get the camera over there a little better. Okay, so we're going to follow the branch back to a more natural shoot, which is right here, and cut in that angle. And I'm going to get down and show you what this will look like when we're done, so you can get a visual or think about it. So you can see right back here is where we're going to cut. That way we have this branch that kind of comes out at a more natural angle this way, and we'll be taking this whole part off that goes up, and then this part that goes out would look really weird and silly if we left it, and it would probably continue to grow down and in the way. So we'll get this cut back a little bit, and it will actually make the entire tree hopefully a little bit more balanced, because you can see the rest of the tree is growing a little bit more upright shape. And I do like a vase-shaped habit on a tree, but this one is a little bit wonky and is not working for our garden right now. So let's get that taken down. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come in from the bottom with the chainsaw, and I'm going to cut up into the bottom about a 1/2 inch. And after that, I'm going to take the chainsaw and I'm going to cut the whole thing off, but I'm going to cut it back further. And the reason for that is when I cut the bottom right about here, I'm going to be cutting through the bark, and that way as this branch and the weight of it pulls down, it won't rip the bark all the way back and expose the tree to potential health hazards. So we're going to start again with this bottom cut, then I'm going to take it with the chainsaw and cut it, and then I'm going to clean it up by cutting it off by hand. But there'll be a very short piece, so there'll be no weight left to be able to pull down on the branch and cause that issue. Well, I think you can see that that made really quick work of this tree branch coming down. However, I should have cut around the branch even further because I still ended up with having an open spot on it. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So this here is a common problem when cutting down branches, and this is what I was trying to avoid. Had I have cut that extra inch, it wouldn't have been an issue, but I didn't. So I should have come in from the other side, but this is a good lesson to learn. You can see most of it is actually cut really well and it broke away from it, but as it pulled down, it definitely pulled away from the side of the tree. So let me show you what it did to the tree. So this is real life, and this is what happened to the tree. And I'm gonna have to live with it. But the good thing is that I'm actually gonna be cutting off the part with the most damage. If I really wanted to, I could eventually cut back to this limb right here that is coming up. But right now, I just wanna get this part taken care of. So we'll cut off this short piece here, and then we will get to work on this down here, which is all of the shrub that we'll have to chop up into some pieces. Now you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm very disappointed that this happened. It's a shame. I do note though that this branch also is hanging over and rubbing on this branch. So that's a bummer. I may need to trim that one back as well. Okay, now that's out of the way, this will go a little bit easier. So far I think this project is actually going pretty well. I'm almost done with it. This electric chainsaw makes such a big difference. For those of you who might be ladies, I would just say that it's fantastic to be able to do this kind of thing on your own without having to wait for someone who's bigger and stronger to help. It also can be good for some people who may be aging or are weaker, but you have to remember that it is a chainsaw even though it's electric, so it can be very dangerous. There's lots of safety features that are built into this one, and I do highly recommend it if you have this type of work around your garden to do. All right, what I'm going to do right now is finish getting some of these larger pieces into the fire pit, and then I'm going to be throwing the smaller branches over the back hill. And I like to make a little wildlife refuge back there, or else be able to put them onto my berm where I kind of have created a walkway at the base of the hill. So that's what we're going to do with the rest of these things. Well, I will tell you that I am not that happy about the fact that the branch did break despite my efforts, but I have learned, and hopefully you guys learn from my mistake too, so that you do a better job than me. Sometimes projects go better than you think, and sometimes they don't go quite as planned, but sure, I'm glad to have this done. And I do think overall that the tree looks much better in terms of kind of the structure of it and how it fits in the yard, because it's kind of overtaking it with that arm of the tree. So yeah, I'm really glad to have this project done. Everything is pretty much cleaned up. I've got the bigger logs in the fireplace, and I've got some of the sticks back behind the fence over there, which I will clean up later. But yeah, happy with how this turned out, about 85%. All right, well, thanks guys for joining me today. Hope you're having a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time.